If we choose that it's the night of red frescello, we would go for Coke to mix it up.
Welcome to the center of the world, presented by Antoine Lavati.
Hello everyone and welcome to the center of the world for that new episode. So it's the 6th episode today and it's the follow-up from the previous episode with Sandra Czubak. Hello Sandra.
Hello.
Today we're not going to talk about couchsurfing anymore. I think we covered a lot of ground in that episode. Today we're going to talk about the story of the podcast, everything about it. We're going to talk about life experience and in particular your life experience, like where are you from, where you go. Then we will talk about your greatest experience.
Yes.
So we're going to talk about Iceland. Okay, so one of the changes I made recently, it was right before coronavirus.
Mm-hmm.
But because of coronavirus, it really helped me to improve, to work on that project, and it's the podcast. So we could start by talking a bit about the background of that podcast.
I remember when we were talking about this, that you want to make a podcast. In that moment, you haven't bought by the microphone, nothing. So we were just talking about this.
Yeah.
About it was a project.
I think it was becoming a real thing. Probably it was, let me think, at the end of January.
Maybe.
So it was really becoming something more concrete at that time. I had few projects connected to couchsurfing before, including the Polaroid portraits that I made. But it was never something like concrete, in a real...
Yes.
In a real significant thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
That would make a difference.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And now that I started that, I really feel like that couchsurfing can be something extremely interesting.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, because I really enjoy doing couchsurfing, but it never turned to be that really concrete thing. And now, because of the podcast, it is.
Mm-hmm.
And that's amazing.
Yes. And maybe it shows better because picture it's nice, right? Mm-hmm. But it shows better how different are people who are visiting you and how random are they as well because of the podcast. Because in the picture, okay, you see they look different, right? They have different style. You can see that they're random people. But on the podcast, actually, you see big difference, what they do, what life choices they make. So I think...
Also, that format doesn't limit me to couchsurfing. And that was also one of the big decisions. The fact that I can also have my friends around here, it's also really helped that we can talk about life experience without having to talk about couchsurfing all the time. We already see it in the previous episode with Madhu, and that's gonna be more episode probably with other friends.
Mm-hmm.
Or with other people that I could meet, whatever, because there is no limit in that experience. So, it all started with that idea that since I had the opportunity to meet all those amazing people from all over the world, instead of just doing those portraits, I would do a conversation with them.
Mm-hmm.
I was inspired by one precise podcast. It's from the US. It's the team that created Cinema Scenes. Do you know that?
No.
It's a channel on YouTube and they publish video. The name is Everything is Wrong With. And they say everything's wrong with that movie.
Oh, really?
And it's funny. It's, oh my God, it's so funny. It's dense. There is a lot of content. You get a lot to enjoy. There is multi-scale in the jokes they make. Because basically it's not really them doing a review of the movie. It's more like a persona that they created.
Okay.
That is some kind of, cinephile that only watch movie all the time and that likes to make some stupid critiques about it. So it's, oh my god, it's brilliant.
I must check it. So it's basically review of the new movies, or as well all
no,
ones?
of the movies that are often released in DVD.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah, and also in the, like, for example, when there was like the Lion King, the live version that was done, they made the cinema scenes video of the animated version.
Mm-hmm.
So you see, they try to put their video in a context of something actual or just a normal release on DVD.
Okay.
So yeah, it's excellent.
I
was even watching one today.
So it's a podcast or it's a like video?
It's video. It's short
on
video.
the YouTube.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, I think it was an old one that I watched. It was Pirate of the Caribbean 3. It's an awful movie. So three of the guys, they have a podcast called Cinecast.
Mm-hmm.
So that podcast is really amazing. They talk about movies, obviously, but in a really conversational and really cool way. So you can catch up on any episode and always be like, oh, cool. And you can, get in, get out really easily. You don't have to listen to one episode. So I really wanted to create a podcast that was really in that spirit.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how I created my podcast. I really wanted something that it goes in the direction of, how could I say that?
Like casual conversation?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
That's exactly that. So yeah, I really wanted to reproduce that tempo. It would be just something significant.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's a chosen audience that really choose to go for that kind of podcast. Because even though it's really conversational, there is a lot to learn through the different cultures, to the different personality type, through the different stories. So I was like, let's do it. I had to think about it for quite a while. And whenever I was able to truly go for it, I went for it. It's all a process to create a podcast.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, the first step was to get the material, because I only have that a laptop behind you, but it's like 10 years old.
Okay.
So it would never work to make a podcast. So I needed also a high quality microphone. And I decided also to have a TV. Because
you like to watch videos.
Because I like to watch videos, and I think it's more comfortable for let's say that whenever we want to watch something, during the episode or something like that. Like it's easy to take breaks and maybe if we want to watch a specific video or of something related to the episode, we can quickly cut to that. Meanwhile, I was making that invest. I was talking about it with friends. And I told you about them. Okay, so and then the second step was like, okay, I did the material part, but now I really want to do it, so I need to have music.
Mm-hmm.
And I need to have a graphic. And so far, I just had an idea and the material. So I contacted a friend of mine that lives in Ukraine for the graphic design. Her name is Liza Rudevskaya, and she accepted to do it. It was really last minute. It's the last thing that I did. And before that, I had another Ukrainian friend that was supposed to make the music. It was our deal. It just didn't happen. So then I was like, fuck, I need to think about someone else. And the first person that came to my mind, it was a couch surfer that I had in 2017.
Mm-hmm.
So in the really early days of me doing that experience. Oh no, it was in 2016. So yeah, I hosted her in 2016 with her friend.
Her name is Caroline Poiseau.
And it was like really, a long time ago. And I think we never met after that, but she lives in Montreal and she came to Montreal as a music composer.
Ah, okay.
Yeah. I told her, well, do you think that maybe, you could? And she was like, yeah, fuck yeah. And she was like super nice about it. And that's why I'm really happy to promote her today. Because I think like what she makes is extremely good in terms of soundtrack.
Mm-hmm.
For documentaries, for video games. She also has a band. The band is called Hildegarde. It's really cool music. So I'm giving her like a big up because she's one of the person that made that podcast possible. And I think that what makes it pretty unique is the quality of the music.
Mm-hmm.
So I like the artist, I like the person. We made that cooperation. It's just amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I really enjoyed that. And Lisa that made the graphic design. I think it's really creative. It's really unexpected. I think it's really fresh as well.
Mm-hmm.
And then after that, I had the material for 10 days before I recorded the first episode. Was it 2 weeks or whatever? I had the music and the graphic, and then I recorded the first episode. I don't know exactly the order of the last part,
yes.
but I remember that it went really fast because I felt like there is a lot of amazing people that are coming to my place and I don't want to miss. And that's why, totally unprepared, I interviewed Katie.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't prepared to that, but I just knew that it was a go. You know that every pieces of the chessboard were in place and I needed to start a game. And then I was like, okay, let's go full on. There is nothing to lose.
Mm-hmm.
From there, it's happening and can only improve. Yeah, that's pretty much the real start of the podcast there. Then you get to do a lot of editing. I'm learning by doing. For now, it's a really, really long process. I guess that with the experience, it will go faster and faster, hopefully. Mm-hmm. But for now, it's what takes the longest time. And then it's just publishing the little picture that I put on YouTube for the episode. Then the one on SoundCloud is also the same, but redimensioned to fit to the SoundCloud format. And just create the description and stuff like that. And it's a lot of fun.
Yes.
It's not repetitive. It's always different. It's a lot of pleasure. I think we learn a lot about the guest that comes in the episode. It's just like a hobby, but that takes a lot of time.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like all that time that you spend on your phone, you spend it working on something.
Yes, yes.
It's quite nice. And it helped me to reconnect with many friends also, so it's really cool. Because, during the coronavirus situation, you kind of want to take news from your people. Mm-hmm. I guess you do that as well.
Yes.
And from that, I said, oh, by the way, if you're bored, you could listen to this, listen to that. And then it creates conversation. And from there, it's a lot of good things for now.
And they know what is happening in your place. What are you doing?
Yeah,
that's cool. And you don't need to repeat the same things to many different people, actually.
Yeah, exactly.
Mm.
Yeah, and I mean, especially the topics that we're talking about, sometimes, especially for the couchsurfing episode, now there will be time where, for example, my friends, when they talk about couchsurfing, I say, oh, did you listen to that episode?
Mm.
And then they say, oh yeah, and say, yeah, so do you remember what I said when I explained that?
Mm-hmm.
And then I don't have to repeat the
Yes.
Full story again. It's I didn't see it in that sense, but I think it can be some kind of cool archive to not have those deep conversation again. So in the previous episode, we talk about India,
mm-hmm.
and that I will have lot of pleasure to talk about it more and more and more, and movies also. And what will happen soon also is that we're gonna have multiple guests at the table. I think that the ideal for me would be 4 people around the table.
That's a lot.
We will see. I trust myself on that. I think it's a good number. I think it's a good balance for a crowd. That's pretty much the story for now, and we will see how it's going.
Yes.
Yeah, listen to it. Okay, and now we're talking about your life experience.
Yes.
Sandra.
Yes.
Comment ça va?
Ça va bien, merci.
So, Sandra, you come from Poland.
Yes.
You're a photographer. We said it last time.
Yes.
I think that you're becoming a more full artist.
Yes, I would like to.
And you're working for now at the European Parliament.
Yes.
Where are you from?
From Poland.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly. You want to know the city. I'm from small city, I would say in the center. The name is Toruń.
Ah, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Toruń is a cool city.
Yes, it is a cool city.
They have the best gingerbread in the world.
Yes.
Yeah.
I really like that city. It's cozy, especially Old Town. You can find there everything. And what I notice now when I'm coming back to Poland, a lot of things has changed. Many new coffee places, many new restaurants, even like the structure, how the public transport works. The city really evolved. I'm impressed.
For me, my memory of Torun is always that NRT club.
And then yeah, actually, I like this place a lot because this is the place when the Christmas comes and I'm in Poland. You can meet there all of your friends, because everybody in that time, that period, coming back. So you can see a lot of old friends and I love it.
So you stay there until university?
Exactly. Once I finished university, I left. I moved out from Poland.
So you did your bachelor degree there?
Even master.
So you became a master in what?
Art.
In art, in fine art?
Yes. So my specialization was serigraphy.
Mm-hmm. Oh.
What is this?
To print stuff?
Exactly. So it was kind of mixed, I would say, between digital art and manual art. At that time, I thought it's a good solution for me because it's something between. And I couldn't choose which I prefer. Things more by hand or more focus on graphic design related to digital art. So I choose this one.
Mm-hmm. I have a friend that does that. Mm-hmm. His name is Basil. I think that now is in second year of fine art school. Where? In serigraphia in Brussels.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Ah, that's cool.
His work is really interesting. It's really a modern work. It's a lot of, let's say, shocking pictures, but with some kind of stylization that, you can guess and also not necessarily guess exactly what it is about.
You can show me afterwards.
Yeah, sure.
So I think Brussels, it has two faces, I would say. Like one, it's totally related to business and European institution. And the other one, it's strictly related with art. And you have a lot of art academies, a lot of these small shops with art, with paintings. I have
one really next to my place. Antique shop.
So I like it. And actually, once I met the girl through couchsurfing as well. Mm-hmm. She invited me to her party, goodbye party, because she was leaving for really, really long holidays. And I met a lot of her friends, and all of them were related to art somehow. So there were people making illustration, paintings, 3D design, or circus, or like theater, different kinds of things. I really like that environment. I really like that vibes.
That depends. I mean, that depends of the culture, that depends of the country, that depends of the personality of the people. I had some so-so experiences in the, pure art
What do you
environment. People judging other people. People thinking that they were better than other people.
Maybe it depends if they're from the same field. I'm not saying all artists are like this. I just like that particular party where I went. It was that moment when there's so many interesting topics to talk about that you don't know even which way you want to turn your face because you want to speak with that person, with this person. It was really good. I like it. And those were the people who I just met. I like that. I think it was related to the person who invited all the people. Since the girl, Chiara, her name is Chiara, she was such an open-minded person and so warm and funny. She had this kind of friends around. So yeah.
We're derailing from the main topic. So you studied university in Torun.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yes.
With serigraphia as
leading subject.
And then?
And then I moved to Italy, to Sardinia.
It's the island on the south of Corsica. Nice.
Nice.
Why did you move there?
Actually, this is so ridiculous how sometimes small things impact you. I remember because I was studying as well Italian language, and that was as well such a random decision. Because
why did you decide to study Italian?
Because I was studying art, and there was not much brain involved to the university program, let's say, from my side at least,
Oh, so, you were not too much involving your brain?
Yeah, I was not using it a lot. So I said, like, I would like to actually learn something. And I said, okay, I would like to learn some language. And I was thinking about Spanish. And I was focused to learn that language. But at my university, there was no Spanish. So I checked, what do we have? We have Italian. I said, almost the same.
Mamma mia!
Yeah, exactly.
Che bello l'italiano!
Exactly. So, you see, such a random decision. And then during university, I remember one guy, he had a presentation about his Erasmus project. And he went to Sardinia. And I was just sitting with my classmate and listening to this presentation. He was like describing, beautiful sea, the beach, food, blah, blah, blah. And in that point, I was not even thinking to go there. But I was just like in dreamy way thinking, that would be so amazing. But straight away, I just like forget it, because in that moment, it was impossible for me. And when I finished my master degree and the holidays came, I just started to think like, okay, now I'm free, I can go everywhere. Like only like obligation which I needed to do, finish my university, it's done. Mm-hmm. So I can be everywhere I want, do anything I want. And then this idea came back. And this is so strange, that the thing which you heard years ago, in a certain moment, they just coming back so randomly. So I started checking, reading. I choose the biggest city, which is Cagliari. I found a girl who was going there for Erasmus. I contacted her. We rent an apartment together, and it was really good year.
How old were you?
So it was just straight after my university. So I think 24. I think so.
So it's like 5 years ago.
Yes. Such a cool time. Like, of course, now you remember just the good things, It's not always so easy when you change everything. But in my head, it always sticks the good memories. So a lot of party with the girls. I felt like this is my second Erasmus exchange.
Where was your first Erasmus?
In Palermo.
So you already had a past with Italy?
Yes.
It didn't come out from nowhere. It was not just like, I live in Poland and suddenly, I live in Italy.
Yeah.
You already have experience.
Yes, 1 year. And I actually bought a ticket with my friend, which I met there. And actually, another coincidence. I came here to Brussels to live with my friend who I met there in Sardinia. Daria, you've met her
really?
As well. Yes. So I was living with her, and we just bought the ticket to Sardinia to do some kind of reunion there. Huh. And I think I will go nowhere because of the coronavirus. So no beach for me.
Nice destination.
Yes, nice destination to don't go.
You're in Sardinia.
Yes.
What are you doing there?
Good question. For most of the time, nothing. just partying. The first few months, I'm living with my savings, eating just toast with With mortadella.
Oh.
Excellent choice. And drinking.
It's not polska cebula, it's Italia mortadella.
Exactly. And drinking the cheapest wine in the shop, which was Freschello. I still remember the flavor. We were actually with my friend, with my flatmate Patty, buying if we choose it's the night of white Freschello. We were this is not over. We were choosing the Sprite to mix it up because the flavor of Freschello was unbearable. Or if we choose that it's the night of red Freschello, we would go for Coke to mix it up. So that was my
for
year.
Every Italians that listen to us right now, we're sorry.
And then what? Like really a lot of parties, a lot of going to the beach. Then at the end, I think you
had no money.
Yeah, that's true. But as well, the job situation in the south of Italy, it's changed dramatically according to the season. So when the summer, springs arrive, I had even a few jobs. I recover with money. I was working in bar. I was working as, do you know these buses who goes around the city? No, goes around the city and tell like, oh, this is the ancient blah, blah, blah.
You were a tour guide?
Yes, but listen to this. And this is one of the times when actually bullshit which you write in your curriculum, in your CV, comes back to you and slap you in your face, you know? So I wrote that I speak German, and the agency for who I was working, they call me, okay, tomorrow you will do a tour in German around the city, you know, for the German group tourists, you know. So they sent me a text, and it was like 20 pages, you know, and I didn't even have time to like properly translate it to German, you know. It was in English or whatever, I don't know, in Italian, you know.
And it was not even in the good languages?
Yes, so I needed like to translate it even to know what I'm talking about.
Oh my God.
To not say that I was not the expert of Cagliari. So I did this tour. I put everything in Google Translate. I did this tour. Nobody in the bus except the tourist was speaking German language, so nobody could complain. Like the tourists were actually complaining to me that what I'm talking about, but nobody else would understood that. So I think it went pretty well. I feel sorry for the people, but happened, you know. I think that was the most ridiculous.
So how long did you do it?
Just one day for the German people, you know. German
Probably
people.
Some customer complained.
Might be, but you know how is it? They come and they go. You know, they're not like, it's not the target of the customers who will come back. You know, they do this trip once, that's it. You know, and then you have new customers.
They didn't call you back.
That's true. But I think I was doing in English maybe some tours as well.
How long did you stay there?
1 year. 1 year and a few months, maybe.
And
then I did a casting for Emirates, open day.
Emirates? Like yes. Emirates airline, like yes. Fly Emirates?
Yes.
Like the one that are on Arsenal jersey, like the Emirates Stadium in London.
Yes.
Nice! I'm a huge Arsenal fan, so I'm really, really under influence when someone talks about that. So you were a stewardess?
Yes.
How do we call that? Stewardess?
Yes. Okay. Or fly attendant.
Fly attendant.
Exactly.
So you were a fly attendant?
Yes.
For a year?
2 years.
2 years?
Yes. So I became rich. And then I said, it's too much money. It's time to be poor again. Let's become artists.
When was it?
2018. Okay, so on 2018, I arrived to Italy.
Yeah, back from being a steward.
Yes.
So why you decided to go back to Italy and not to go back to Poland?
My ex-boyfriend was there.
Mamma mia!
Yes. Yes. So I decided to be a photographer there in Italy, in the north.
And then?
I was working in different fields, actually, because I was doing different types of photography. During the summer, I was doing weddings, so I was working for the studio. And then I was doing a lot of freelancer job. Like related to fashion, sport, events, even like architecture related slightly. So everything basically. When they were paying me, I was photographing everything. Sometimes I was like, oh no, but it's money, you know. So.
What kind of oh no experience was it?
I have one in my mind. I don't want to enter to the details, but it was related to fashion a bit, industry. I was paid to do kind of a book, model book, whatever, okay. To one guy who was not at all model, you know. And you know, duck face. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so there was a lot of duck faces included, and
okay,
and and like a kisses mouth on the pictures, and I was asking myself, what am I doing here? Why am I doing this? But I did it, and they paid me, and excellent. And I try to forget about this. That's it.
So it was like that time when Cathy made the video for Faruko, where he made that overly sexist video.
Yes.
It's the same kind of experience.
Yes. But I was paid in cash straight away, which didn't happen to me often in that time. So
because you had no money.
Yes, I was.
You just had the next boyfriend.
Yes. Exactly. And following my heart and passion and all this crap.
One day,
yes,
a girl
became poor. Quit the job, exactly.
And all she does, do not entirely depends on her boyfriend, is to take pictures of skitsy model doing duck face and kisses.
Yes, that's it.
Tell me that's not the end of your story. So what happened after that?
No, that was just one of the most ridiculous, let's say, jobs where which I did in that period. But normally, yeah, I was quite happy. I was really into photography that time, so I could spend hours and hours editing pictures, making pictures, and it didn't cost me an effort, you know. I like to learn new things and I like to getting better. So it really went really smooth for me. Just I was poor. Because what I was earning, it was okay, but it was on the limit, I would say.
And then what happened?
And then I said, that's enough.
Okay.
Yes.
And that leads us to an entire new chapter of your life. Then.
Exactly. So I went to Iceland for 5 months. It was a voluntary project.
Okay.
So that was actually one of my dreams before. When I moved to Sardinia, my plan was to stay 6 months there and 6 months in Iceland. But I like it so much, Sardinia, that I stayed there and I didn't go to Iceland. So I was actually not expecting that this dream will come back to me. Mm-hmm. So when I saw, again, accidentally on Facebook, some announcement that they were looking for people for this project, I just applied. The process were quite long. Like, there were a lot of stages because you need to fill up the documents. I think there was as well a video call, and there was like lot of like follow-ups, you know? And they choose 5 people, and I was super excited. I really because I didn't know actually what to do. Should I stay in Italy? Should I continue? Like, I was feeling it's okay what I'm doing, but I think I would like to do something more, something else. And I think in that period I needed change.
Okay.
So for me it was perfect. Right moment, and especially because this project you can do until you turn 30.
Okay.
So for me it was last call. And I was in that point that when I was actually reaching more customers, somebody could say that I did a silly thing because I started to earn more and more and more by that time. Because this is how it works when you are a freelancer, you know? You need time to settle down and to get connections and get more people
like
to
every
know.
heart.
Exactly. So I was in that point that actually I was starting to earning pretty good, you know? But, and I felt like if I will not quit now, I will stay here and I will do this more and more, because I knew it that then it will be harder to quit everything. As well, I was in decision, like I started to earn better and I needed to take decision if I'm actually opening my business there.
So you had the opportunity to settle in Italy.
Yes. But this is like, for me, it was a too big decision to make. Like to decide I'm settling in, I'm opening my business. And once you open there, and it's related to a lot of taxes, a lot of bureaucracy. Mm-hmm. So you need to fully go into it, you know? Yeah. There is no way back.
Yeah.
And for me, it was too big decision. So I decided to leave.
Okay.
Yes. And
you're in Iceland.
Yes, I'm in Iceland. And I don't regret totally. Amazing adventure.
Would you say that it's your biggest achievement in your life so far?
My achievement on that period, it's actually more like how I changed inside during like year 2019, how I got to know myself.
Okay.
I think 2018 was extremely important for me. It was super hard as well. A lot of things happened, beautiful and shitty and everything. It was so intense. So I learned so much about myself, and that gave me a power to make stuff and like to don't make the same mistakes.
Okay.
Really important lessons. So this is achievement, actually. Like I don't have proof, like physical proof. Like I don't have I don't know, I have this certificate or something. I don't have nothing like this, but I know like I changed a lot.
That totally makes sense. So you would say that Iceland is your biggest adventure?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. The project was related strictly to nature, to planting the trees.
Okay. So you got accepted in that in that project.
Yes.
You decide to go for it.
Yes.
When does it start?
In May, almost a year ago.
So you arrived in Iceland.
Mm-hmm.
Like, do you meet already the people in the plane?
No, because everybody comes in different time, different places. We meet on the spot.
So where is the spot?
I met one girl. I waited for her in the airport. So we came to the station, bus station or something, I think maybe in Reykjavik. And there is Jon, supervisor, with 3 guys, other participants waiting for us.
Okay.
And then we go together to supermarket, make shopping. And this is really awkward because we don't know each other and we need to now shop the food for a whole week. And everybody has different cooking skills, different preferences, you know, and we don't know each other. So nobody wants to even push oh, I want Nutella, I want this, you know. So it's hard to decide what to buy, you know.
Yeah.
So we arrive to home and I remember we cooked pasta with polpa, which is super basic. It's like spaghetti with just tomato sauce, you know.
Oh.
And what is cool, I had the Polaroid and we made a picture of this first dinner together and we made the same dish on our last day and we made the same picture, you know, the same composition and so on. So you see how people change during this 5 months. I think Dario, the Spanish guy, for him, he looked like 20 years older, you know. He got skinnier. His beard was huge, like such a big difference on him, like his appearance on the picture. It's
But why?
I don't know.
So what was your daily life there?
Mm-hmm. So we were working 5 days per week, 8 hours more or less. But sometimes it got longer, but it's totally fine. So we were going on the field and we were planting the trees all day. So it's working outside all the time. And we were extremely lucky with the weather. Nobody have seen this kind of weather, this kind of summer in maybe 20 years, you know?
Why?
Because it was sunny most of the time. But it normally doesn't happen in Iceland.
Thank you to global warming.
Normally the weather is crazy. It's really raining a lot and so on. So you're super lucky. And then we are coming back, reloading the car and coming back home, eating and then spending time together. That was nice. That after each working day, somebody's playing guitar. Maybe we play some games. We do stuff together. That was really nice. And we had amazing house close to the lake. We actually saw the lake from our windows. And there was no other people living around. So it was such a beautiful place, so close to nature and really nice. And then during the weekend, that was as well beautiful thing that we decided where to go. We had a car with unlimited fuel, so we could go for the trips and we were just deciding where to go. And you know, that was cool because we were all in the same page. So it was nobody is thinking, oh, I need to write this report, I need to do this project. No, we were on the same spot, just want to see this, enjoy this time, be in this moment. So we were taking the tents, going for hikes, seeing the waterfalls, amazing thing, you know.
So you as a fine artist, how did you use that time to create stuff?
So I have a drone. I was using this a lot there. Because the space it's just perfect because there is no obstacles, no buildings, no trees, nothing. So I could fly around without risking much to smash it somewhere. So I could practice a lot. Just the thing is that it was very windy, so that could be a difficulty, but still not bad. So I was doing a lot of photography and a lot of video recording.
So do you have a video? Do you have edited a document of that?
Well, I'm still trying to do 1 year past. I'm still trying to do it. I have a small one because from Iceland, I applied actually for a job here in European Parliament. So the requirements were to make video. So that motivates me to spend actually 1 weekend in front of the computer and edit some material. So I have a small video, very small, just to show the whatever to the people who are choosing the candidates. Yeah, okay. Exactly.
And how long is the video?
30 seconds maybe.
Oh, that's good. What was the most crazy adventure that you had in Iceland?
I think all the project was so crazy because we had 3 guys and all of them were kind of related to the nature, somehow. Dario was making PhD related to mushrooms. Actually useful. Claudio was on the faculty related to creating the green areas in the city space.
Landscape.
Exactly.
Urban landscape management.
Oh, perfect. This is the thing with the flowers. No. And
gardening?
Yes. And Andrea.
You made the University of Gardening.
Or of flowers. No.
Flowers.
And Andrea, he was studying for sure there is a professional name of this, but I would call it rocks.
Geology.
Exactly.
I studied geology.
Really?
I have a master degree in geology.
Excellent. And there was a girl. She was just into the nature, a lot of hikes, mountains, and so on. And I was like the one who's like, yes,
the
I like.
Photographer.
Yes. So I was a bit
photographer. I'm the person that's gonna document everything.
Exactly, and that happened actually. But I was a bit outside, when they were talking about some type of plants or something. I didn't know nothing, and I was this blondie girl, what are we doing now? what is this? So they were actually at the beginning. Jon was a bit, treating me like this, Sandra, do you know what we are talking about?
So who was Jon?
Jon was our supervisor. He looked like real Viking, red beard, big muscles. He was huge.
That's what she said.
So funny. And what was cool, how Jon made this project for us. Really. He always trying to, even though the work was hard, physically hard, difficult, and I was not working physically before, he always trying to motivate us, and then in the evenings trying to show us something extra, even playing guitar, singing the Icelandic songs, trying to organize for us a fireplace, or cool guy, and he had such a good balance between being our friends and being our boss. So everybody super respect him, but felt that he's our friend. If you have problem, you can go to him. So for me, the balance was perfect.
So you planned those trees?
Yes.
What kind of document did you produce? What kind of testimony you have? What kind of material, artistic material?
When I was there, I was not actually thinking about product, what I want to create. I was just doing the stuff. So there was no plan behind. So I have everything. A lot of mess. A lot of different materials. A lot of pictures.
Wow.
A bit of videos as well.
Okay.
Yes, that's it.
Are you gonna make something about it?
Yes, I'm planning. I'm actually in touch with one video maker who is way much better in editing than me. And I passed him all my materials, and he said that we might do some projects together. I just need to write the testimony and the story, let's say, and he will help me to edit the stuff in professional way. Yeah, really nice.
Then you will have a credit for editing.
Yes.
And you have credit for material.
Yes.
Maybe it will be Morgan Freeman doing the voice.
Maybe.
Yeah, that would be cool. No, I can't do the Morgan Freeman. But I would do one unique project led to a complete change of heart. And so, 1 year in Iceland, the new movie starring Okay, so you get all the stuff for it.
Yes. And I actually wanted to come back there this year, just as a photographer, to focus on the project. Because, when I need to plant the trees, I didn't feel it would be fair if I would just grab my camera and I'm making pictures and everybody's hardworking, So that was a privilege that I could photograph something from inside. But I couldn't do it all the times, because I needed to work. So I was thinking actually to come back this year for a week too and do a proper reportage, living with the guys at home and tell the story, proper story of the project. But coronavirus came.
Yeah, that's amazing. Okay, so what are the most surrealistic things that you saw in Iceland?
I think how people live. That was the amazing thing. Because we were as well traveling, working for different small forestry association. So there were just people on their free time planting the trees.
Okay.
And we were living in this small cities, very small, and we were part of the society for this week. And everybody were very open for us. So once we actually catch one celebration in the city, when each district needed to put different colors on themselves,
Okay.
So it was really crazy to see all this. We were in the orange team. So to see all these guys dressed like a tigers,
And then they
pumpkins.
ended up with old people throwing themselves out of a cliff. And
No.
Midsommar.
No. It was really cool. And then somebody took us for the fishing, some fishermen. So we went to the sea and he was catching the fish. And it was amazing. I catch the fish. It was a fish after fish, you didn't wait 5 minutes. You wait 1 minute, fish. And then he was killing those fishes in front of us. Not so nice.
Nice! Wow!
But you could see how many skills he had. He was doing this so quickly and he was preparing the fillets.
It was the freshest sushi you've ever had.
No, he was preparing the fillets just straight on the way, cleaning it properly, clean pieces of fish.
Did you have some raw fish?
No. I didn't.
You motherfucker! You have the opportunity to have the freshest.
I don't know. I think if you would see, the fish swimming, then the head it's gutted, then all the inside it's throwing away. Maybe I think you wouldn't like to properly taste it in that moment precise. And in that place, I think it was all those names are crazy. Olosvik. I've seen the most beautiful sunset and sunrise in my life. We were coming back from the party and there was just one party. That was funny as well. That was just one party in the city, small city. And everybody was in this party. There was a grandma with the daughter with her kids. And there was this band singing these pop songs. And it was all the village there in this concert having fun. Everybody was singing, it was crazy. And everybody was so drunk. And then we were coming back and the sunrise, it was just about to happen. And we were passing through the beach and the sunrise, the colors, it was pinkish, orange, so intense. And the birds going to the water, just catching the fishes. Amazing. Really, the best. The best one of, and that there is during the summer you have this eternal days. So it was as well a funky experience. Yes, funky experience. I remember it was Claudio's birthday, and we had this party which lasts all night until the morning, and it was all bright. It was crazy how you lose the perception of time. Then we swam in the lake, which was just in front of our house. Everybody in this cold freaking lake, but it was really cool.
So you have your head full of memories.
Yes, that's true.
That life experience.
It's not only you are changing the country. Iceland, it's so different. And as well, what we were doing was so different. And the fact that it was not a job, it was voluntary service. Nobody cares about money. We want to just have good memories, spend time together and really enjoy the time together. So you don't have so much chance to do it now in our age, I would say, because now everybody is busy with their own life, with the projects, and to do this, that. And here, everybody were in this moment. And especially the place was so special. It was like outside the time.
I was in Iceland just for a few hours, and I went to Reykjavik. I had a really good time there. I was in Iceland for something like 8 or 9 hours, just transit between two planes. There was a time where there was a flight company that was named WoW.
I
WoW
know,
Airline.
Yes.
They went in bankrupt.
Yes, I know, remember.
But anyway, I visit Reykjavik, as I told you, and I think it was a great experience. I met an Italian girl there to show me the city. It was really nice. We saw different part of the city. When I decided to move back to Europe, I was hesitating between Brussels and Reykjavik. I went to the conclusion that Brussels was better for me, but Reykjavik, was my actual number 2, so yes. I can understand easily the love of Iceland.
But it could be as well rough a bit because of the winters and the weather. Like I was
in Canada before that.
Okay.
So trust me, I know what bad weather is.
Oh, okay. And here it's not the best as well, so...
In Belgium, I think that it's slightly too hot. I would go for a more rainy, more cold winter. I like a real winter.
Okay.
I think that in our temperature climate, I still need my 4 seasons.
Okay.
Because otherwise it's a real sign of global warming, which tends to be
Depressing,
yeah. Okay. More depressing than a cold winter. So, yeah, that entire experience completely changed, like, your...
Mindset. Yes, actually, yes. I was never able to take care of plants, actually, in my life. They were all dying. And now, I buy plant after plant. And they're having beautiful life in my apartment. Nice. Yes. They're all blooming, growing. I actually see results,
Well, I have an aloes, and I think that it's the most... let's
resistant?
Say auto-sufficient plant, so I'm okay with that. And I have a cat. It's not a plant, but it takes more attention, and it's not dying anytime soon. So you had that amazing experience, and then you decide to come to Brussels.
Yes,
right away.
I was on short holidays for a moment
in Poland
as well. In Italy, yes. I went actually to Sicily for a week. Beautiful, Favignana, the island close to Sicily. So it was a beautiful holidays, a few days there. And I came back to Torino, where I was living before, just to collect some of my stuff. There's still plenty of stuff at my friend's place, which I need to shortly collect, hopefully.
So you were in Torino?
Yes.
And then Brussels?
Yes.
What are you doing exactly in Brussels now?
So I'm working for the European Parliament, office job, but actually not so boring because I have different tasks.
So what is your job exactly?
So this is the thing, that I have a lot of different tasks. So I'm doing translations.
Okay.
And I'm organizing some events and some random stuff as well, what comes. Okay. So it's really like improvisation.
So you're working now?
Yes.
For some kind of deputy?
No, I'm more working doing administration stuff.
For who?
For the Polish group.
Okay, for the Polish group that was elected. Do you like what you're doing now?
Yes, it's actually interesting because I'm learning a lot.
Okay.
Different things, and I like it. So far, each task is different. It's new. It's cool.
Okay.
But maybe I'm missing a bit the artistic part.
Okay.
But I'm trying to do it after work.
All right.
So far, so good.
Well, you're making changes in your life.
Yes.
Okay. Well, I think that's gonna be it for that episode. Thank you again, Sandra.
Thank you.
It's always really, really nice to have you around. So, as usual, you can find that episode on SoundCloud and YouTube. And don't hesitate to comment, to like, to follow, to hate, to criticize, but just to share. I don't know. You could hate and share, saying, "Oh, it is so bad." I want the world to know how bad it is. So there is also a Facebook page and an Instagram page. There is a new episode every Monday. What else to say then?
Kisses. Bye-bye.
Okay, well, thanks again, and see you next time.
Thanks for listening. Comment and check us out on YouTube, SoundCloud, Facebook, and Instagram. See you next time.
Salut Sandra.
Salut Antoine.
Comment ça va?
Ça va bien, merci. Et toi?
Ça va. Qu'est-ce que tu fais aujourd'hui?
Aujourd'hui, je ne fais pas beaucoup.
Welcome in that new episode. No, let's do it again. Like how the coronavirus situation changed us in terms of personality, in terms of perspective on of the world, in terms like how we see the things. I think it's gonna be really interesting because like it really did something to us.
I don't know. I don't feel much difference inside me.
Well, you made some life decision choice already.
Yes, but my life decisions they don't last for long. So,
well,
but we'll see.
We will see.
Why it's awful?
Do you want to watch the video?
But what do you mean? Like I saw the.
Okay, let's watch the video. Okay, be right back, guys. So you just watched a video from Cinema Sin. So what did you think about it?
Very funny. Just as I told you, everything was happening too fast. I think like to catch all the jokes, I would need to rewatch it and concentrate because there are things happening on the video and there is like lot of text. So, but I like it. I like it video. I like the idea. I never seen something like that. But you know, even though they were laughing a lot about Pirate
of the Caribbean.
Exactly.
Yeah?
I think I will watch it or rewatch it. I don't even remember.
The movie?
Yes. I want to see it.
So I know that anyway, my audience would never be something big. You know, it would never be something huge. Oh. I just walked on the grapes. But I mean, like in the next, in the episode like that I recorded last week, but that I will publish on this Monday.
Yes.
It's a Back to the Future all the time. Because, you know, I publish...
What?
I published the previous episode before recording the next one.
Yes.
No.
What
I record the next episode before publishing the previous one.
Which one you are talking about? This one with me, you recorded before, right?
Now I'm recording it.
Yes.
But before I will publish the episode from last week.
I know, yes.
Yeah, but it's kinda like always difficult for me to make the gymnastic and like
yes.
It's the previous whatever. So
to hometown. Bless you. I was actually thinking to sign in for ceramics on the Fine Arts Academy. You have here a lot of academy, like art academies here in Brussels. I think 5 or something, because I was doing research. So I wanted to do something, how you call it, not part-time, but how you call it, weekend, like, how you call it, you don't know, like when you study, but not full-time.
Part-time?
I just said it's not part-time.
Oh, it's not part-time?
Yeah, work can be part-time.
Let me think. Part-time?
I don't know. Okay, whatever. What? I cannot judge somebody who is making theater because I don't know nothing about theater. But I see that we have common topics because that means automatically that this person is sensible for ways of expressing themselves, you know, kind of. So maybe.
Is she back now?
Yes, she's back.
Are you still in touch?
Yes.
Nice.
We've met a few weeks ago, but now she's kind of stuck with the coronavirus. Bang, bang. Do you hear that?
It's the time. It's the time of the bells.
Yes. Anyways.
So.
What?
We're. Sorry.
Did you eat lunch?
Yeah, the soup, but I'm just super high, so.
Okay.
I had the munchies. That's why it's good that I have all that grapes, because grapes is really healthy. That's gonna be in the outtakes. So yeah.
And this is not over.
Mamma mia, ma che dice?
I see you have it as well, the experience.
Oh yes, allora, I have a little accent. That's racist.
No.
Allora.
Your favorite friend.
Woohoo!
Yeah, no holidays this year.
Well,
what to say?
Yeah, what to say about that? La la la.
No, but I think here I need to explore Belgium as well. Yeah. I haven't seen nothing. Okay, I've seen something, but Liège. I've seen Liège.
Do you have your driving license?
I do.
There is.
But there is another question you need to ask. Do I have driving skills? And the answer is no.
Okay, but but the thing is that we could rent a car.
Yes.
And there is that car cemetery. Mm-hmm. It's car from the First World War or Second World War. And there is like 20 or 30 cars in a forest like that.
Oh, that's cool.
And it's
But can you drive?
Me?
Yes.
No.
So we are in the same point because I cannot drive as well.
So I can drive, but I don't have a license.
I have license, but I can't drive. Excellent. Excellent.
Excellent.
Yes.
No, it's not. Okay, so derailing again.
Yes.
Going there and end up being all right. So yeah, okay.
So whatever.
That doesn't make any sense what you say, because there could be one group of German one day and one group of German the other day. Like, it's like there is a lot of people going to Sardinia.
Yes, but I mean, like, they will not, like, the same person will not come back and do the same trip, Like, you don't lose, even if the trip is a shit, you don't lose the customers, because there will be always customers,
Yes.
Different one.
But they didn't call you back.
That's true. Damn girl.
And allora.
This is Italian, my dear. And I couldn't, I was working on specific contracts which you can do until certain amount of money, and I was really close to this border with money. So that was the point when I needed to take decision. Should I stay and open my business, or should I leave?
Okay.
That's good.
That's a good preview.
Yes, but
don't be like that.
But because I have a lot of material and I know that I need to do it, and I still thinking about this, that I need to edit it, but I'm just so lazy.
Well, don't be lazy and do it.
I know.
Bum 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 bum. Okay, so.
This is it. So this is, you can notice how I was related to nature, I was like,
You're funny. What you gonna load? Go, X, go, give it to you. I wanna give it to you. Yeah. Okay.
And then we swam. Did I use good past tense?
Yeah.
Yes.
I had a bittersweet feeling when you told me about that white night thing, because I was supposed to go to St. Petersburg.
Yes.
In the end of May.
Yes.
So at this exact period when in St. Petersburg you don't have nights as well. Or
really?
If you have it, it's like really maybe 2 or 3 hours at night. And apparently the life in St. Petersburg during that time is crazy active because like people are always active.
Yes,
Coronavirus. Well, it's quite easy to do.
Yes.
You know, you can always do something like your colleague pay a ticket of Flixbus, put like 2 full bags.
But is it not too far distance?
No, there are a lot of Flixbus.
But I don't know if I would trust like my stuff without any person who's actually taking care of.
Yeah, it depends on the number of bus. Because you know you pay your ticket.
I know, but I would feel safer if there would be a person sitting next to this clothes.
If it's a direct bus, it's easier. Anyways.
A lot of different tax.
Tax.
Taksowie. Yes.
Tak bardzo sobie. We will have to make another episode to talk about like all the things we didn't have time to talk about at night.